is Olivia J. Price, and I am sitting with the Gabby Maddox. Now, Gabby, can you explain who you are, what you do, where we are, and what makes this place one of the best places to be, in my personal opinions, right now as a realtor in 2024?
Absolutely. So, hey, everyone, I'm Gabby Maddox Davis. I am the operating partner of Keller Williams West Atlanta. What that means is I'm a majority stakeholder in making sure this business is profitable, making sure this business grows. And I'm the first minority owner in the Southeast region. And what makes it tick and what makes me excited to be here is that I can teach people, especially people who look like me, who have maybe never had somebody who looked like them in this role, what it's like to have ownership, what it looks like to grow a big real estate business and run your business like an actual business.
And that's one of the things that I always admired about you, because we met in the Keller Williams Snellville office.
Yes.
When you were still in production.
Yes.
And just seeing your story from going into production into this major role.
It's huge.
Is very huge, bigger than huge, and it's very inspiring for women like myself, young women like myself, to see someone that looks like me,
yes,
achieving numerous awards.
That's the goal, right? Because we don't know where we can go unless it's somebody before us who can show us that picture. I didn't necessarily know what ownership looked like, but I had a few people who showed me and told me, and I'm like, okay, so how much do I need to save up? What does my net worth need to look like? How do I run this, right? And I knew a great deal from running my business and coming from corporate America, but coming here was a whole different ball game. I had to start from ground zero. And you go from this top producing agent to saying, okay, I have to step away from my big business, probably make no money for the next year while I help others build big businesses. But I mean, the growth. We're number one for net growth in the Southeast region. That's huge because what it shows me is there was a missing group who maybe was feeling untouched, right? And so they just came in, and the way our community supports me, I couldn't have prayed for this. And so even taking that year off from my business, my purpose grew. My purpose and my mission grew. And I realized, you know what? I want to make sure I'm helping people who aren't served grow big businesses and create wealth for their family.
And that's one thing that drew me here. So everyone, this is my official first day coming to Keller Williams West Atlanta. Yes. As soon as I came into this office, I felt the energy. And when you talked about having that unrepresented group and now coming into a situation where we're able to have some, what's the word I'm looking for? Not saying that the playground is leveled, but it does give us a sense of community. I'll leave it at that, because I've sat on numerous real estate boards. I've been through a couple of Keller Williams offices, regardless of how long I was there. I can honestly say that I haven't found a place like this. And being a part of this office, I'm just so excited to be here. I'm so excited.
And I'm grateful. You know, I love God. And one of the things I prayed was my grandma came and prayed down this whole building before we moved in. And I said, I want this to be a space where people feel accepted, where people, I can articulate to my people things that I was like scared to ask people, like, what does this mean? What does an operating partner mean? I get questions all the time. They're like, are you the broker? Are you the team leader? We don't get it. And I'm like, no. I explain it kind of like the Falcons. I'm like, I'm kind of like author blank. Then you have the coach, then you have the general manager. And they're like, oh my gosh, we've never seen somebody in your role, especially showing up to the office. But I care about every single person. I try to get to know every single person. I was asked the question, what if you get too big? I said, well, that's the goal, because I can create more and more opportunity for people to help me take over and get to know more names. And so the goal is to grow. We plan to be the largest brokerage in Georgia, the largest brokerage in the world. We plan to grow big businesses. We're not just doing real estate as entrepreneurs. It ain't none of that. No, we're going to have a structured business that we run at a very high level. That is the goal.
And I have seen you do that personally. And to see you doing on this level is remarkable, because honestly, when it comes to supporting one another, it's hard to do sometimes, especially in our industry, because our industry is cutthroat. Let's be real. Real estate is a very big industry.
It is.
And it's filled with a lot of different type of people.
It is.
It is. So to find someone like you who had a very successful business but still has that servant heart.
That's it.
It hits me personally, because it's not a lot of people that you find like that who genuinely want to see people succeed and support that.
And it's a humility piece. I was blessed enough. I'm born and raised Atlanta, whole family.
I was Atlanta. You're from
I'm an Atlanta girl.
Wow.
Graduated from Georgia State University, Atlanta public schools, all that great stuff.
Okay.
So really, like, my first time living outside in the suburbs was when I moved to Snellville with my husband. And I'm like, what is this world out here? Like, it's something outside of Atlanta. But Atlanta has a very unique culture. It's the #1 place for Black entrepreneurs to thrive. And I'm like, oh my gosh, Keller Williams blessed me with this opportunity. I'm going to make it the biggest opportunity so I can bless as many people and use my gifts. I said, I'm not going to sit on my hands. Yes, running a business is great, but what about having 1 million agents that are running businesses that could have never fathomed doing it at the level they're doing it? We're breaking generational curses for our agents. We're teaching their families wealth. We're coming in and teaching classes on budgeting, on financing, on things that we may not have had in our community. We're teaching our agents, like, this ain't just a side gig where you paying through Cash App and stuff like that. No, we are really going to run a tight-knit business. I talk to my agents all the time. We're like, lead with revenue, not expenses. When we first launched, I was like, hey, we're going to wait a little bit on this lobby furniture. We cute now. But I was like, we're going to wait. We need to make sure that our company dollar matches what our expenses are. And so really just understanding how this whole business structure works so we can provide opportunity.
And I love your mentality too, because I can tell that's the way you carry yourself.
Yes.
And that's one thing that drew me to you as well, because in this industry, I've been in some places where I'm the only minority in the room.
Yes.
And not only minority, but under 30.
Yeah.
And it was intimidating. And I did feel that in a lot of situations, it was gatekeepers.
Yeah.
So to find someone that actually like, you know what, no. This is how it really works. This is what you do. This is how you do it. And to actually see someone that's living it versus just talking about it.
And that's the other big thing. I'm 33.
Oh, yes.
And so a lot of people, I don't usually throw that out there because people assume I'm a woman, I'm Black, and I'm young. And so people assume, but at 23, 24, I was working for a Fortune 500 company, helping run major businesses, and so it's been in me. And I think leadership is something that's innate. We're born with it and we learn to groom it or grow it. Affirmations are important. I just took Quantum Leap with Gary Keller. And one of the things that he said...
Also, too, man, we're putting it out there. Gary Keller, I would love to meet you too, buddy. I've been here for going on 5 years. Gary Keller, we're pitted in 2025. We're shaking hands, Gary Keller.
We're going to make that happen, Olivia. He said something so profound. He was in a study with some billionaires and things like that. And they talked about what is the easiest way to enact change? Like, how do you become what you want to become? And you know what they said it was? Affirmations. And I tell people every single morning when I got in the car, no matter what I had or didn't have, my mama would wake up and say, you are the head and not the what? You are the head and not the tail. You are above and not beneath. You are the lender and not the borrower. And he used to get on my nerves. You can do all things through Christ that strengthens you. I'm like, okay, I get it. But I walked around like that.
Yep. Yep.
We was clunking, lights turned off, whatever it was.
Yep.
But I believed everything that she told me about myself. And I think we have to do a better job of knowing, like, we belong in those rooms.
Yep.
I walk into some rooms where I am the youngest, I'm the only Black, and I'm a woman. And I'm like, I never walk in thinking I don't belong. I walk in every day with my head held high. I earned the right to be here just like y'all.
Out of all the people I've spoken to, and I've spoken to a lot of people, I don't really hear people embrace just who they are. Because in some situations you find that, dang, it's like you're kind of not, I don't know about you, but I have especially, I'm like, dang, I have to hide who I really am in order to fit in. right? So the older I got, and I was like, okay, you know what, bump that. I'm who I am. I'm authentic. I come with a lot. I have a lot of experience, and I think a lot of that experience does fall into manifestation, right? Very similar to what you say your mom did. Well, your mom has prayed over you and has taught you as a young child, and now you're fulfilling it. So just to hear you say that and embrace that, a lot of people don't embrace that. Just know, hey, I know I'm a woman, I know I'm Black, I know I'm young, but look, I'm here and I'm representing so well.
I just saw
So
something
well.
somebody put on social media, and they said, you go in these rooms and you think these big wigs know all of this stuff. And you go in there, you like, oh, you know about the same amount I know. If anything, because I'm younger, I understand what's really going on, right?
And you're in it.
And I may not articulate it in the same way that you do, right? But I do kind of understand how to grow a big business. And I've been doing it since I was 18. And so really just making sure we can learn to articulate so people can understand, but also realizing that, hey, my Atlanta that I grew up in was Southwest Atlanta. I didn't realize that's not what the world looked like. I grew up seeing Black wealth. I grew up seeing, and I didn't realize, like, oh, this is not what the world looks like.
No.
And the world is not used to seeing a confident, young, wealthy Black woman. And so realizing that, hey, Gabby, everybody may not receive you. That's okay. Keep walking with your head held high. Olivia, somebody may say, I don't like the way you said it. Analyze yourself. See if you feel, any kind of way. Keep on going. Constructive criticism, take it in. If it's bad, spit it out. And keep on going. Figure out who you want to be. I want to become that person. I want to become Gary Keller. What do I need to do to become Gary Keller? What do I need to learn? At one point when I was running this market center, I had 5 coaches at one time. I had a business coach. I had a wealth coach. I had a career coach for my actual real estate business. I also had a therapist and I had a spiritual coach. I was getting coached. I had 5 coaching calls every single week because I realized if you start behind in life, you got to figure out how to get ahead. And I'm not necessarily behind for my age, but my average counterpart is probably 60.
Very true.
And I realized that is 30 years of knowledge, and I'm going to have to find some people with those 30 years. And I don't want nobody who I want to pay you because I want top talent teaching me. Because I want to give my agents top talent. When it came to me finding my wealth coach, I went to the president of Keller Williams and I said, can you coach me? He was like, what? Can you coach me? I'll pay you. How much you charge? He's like, oh my God. He's been my wealth coach.
Wow.
He changed my whole family's trajectory. We fear because we don't ask.
Well, I think we're going to leave it there. It's all about asking those questions and getting in those rooms and actually finding a community of people that's able to support you. Because it seems like you have a lot of support, which is a blessing to have that. I didn't know that you were because when people say they're from Atlanta, I'm like, okay, you're from Atlanta.
No, baby.
But you are born and raised, because I have people that they've been here since they were 2 or 3 and they're like, yeah, I'm from Atlanta.
No.
But for you to actually have had your roots. Yes.
I'm a Georgia. I'm not a Georgia. I'm an Atlanta girl.
Yes.
I love Atlanta. You can't tell me anything bad about it.
And to know that your business is actually planted here in Atlanta, not only a business, but a thriving business, it's just amazing to see. And I'm so happy to be under your leadership. And I think that 2025, actually, I know that 2025 is going to hold a lot of gems and abilities and opportunities for all of us. I have a question. Is there anything that you want to leave us, especially for our newer agents out there who may just need some
I want to leave something for you.
Okay.
You are going to be an amazing leader. I see you as a multimillionaire. I see you growing multiple businesses, and I am so proud of you and your growth.
Well, listen, I'll take that. I received that. And I just thank you so much for taking the time out to meet with me, because I know that you are a very busy woman. And I just appreciate you so much beyond what you probably think. And I believe that this relationship is going to grow so far. So thank you so much for welcoming me here.
Thank you.
KW West Atlanta, you all.
Welcome.